你们的2名圣女在哪里？既然你真心投靠，想必我接下来的手段，你也不会介意。
这座大营充满了死亡的气息，周围都是圣灵教的强者。
假面长老，您可回来了？
你不是说要见圣女吗？
等一下，难道被他发现了？
Alright, let's dive in. This is episode 138 of Soul Land 2, and everything we're about to talk about is based on novel content and preview hints, so when the Donghua adapts it, some details may change. Still, the overall direction is absolutely explosive. And before we really get started, quick reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and help push us toward 500 subscribers. Your support genuinely means a lot. Now, without wasting any more time, let's begin. In this episode, we see Huo Yuhao, who has already taken on the terrifying identity of a demonic soul master and infiltrated the Holy Spirit cult, stepping deeper into danger as he enters the Sun Moon Empire. His ultimate goal is finally within reach, finding Tang Ya, who has tragically become nothing more than a walking corpse. The story picks up right after Huo Yuhao and the others capture Nangong, the second elder of the Holy Spirit cult. Using an extremely cruel but effective interrogation method, Yan Shaozhe personally begins extracting soul power directly from Nangong's Dantian. The agony of having his soul power forcibly stripped away instantly awakens Nangong from unconsciousness, and what he feels next fills him with pure terror. The evil soul master power he spent countless years cultivating is rapidly dissipating before his eyes. For a titled Douluo who has tasted absolute power, losing soul power is far more horrifying than death itself. Completely overwhelmed by fear, Nangong collapses mentally and submits without reservation. He abandons all resistance and dignity, desperately begging Yan Shaozhe and the others, claiming that as long as his soul power can be preserved, he is willing to do anything, becoming an undercover agent inside the Holy Spirit cult, accepting any restriction or control imposed by Shrek Academy, even sacrificing his freedom. Seeing just how cowardly Nangong truly is, Yan Shaozhe and the others immediately realize they found a perfect breakthrough for intelligence gathering. Yan Shaozhe deliberately continues absorbing Nangong's soul power, turning the act into a brutal threat, demanding that every question be answered quickly and honestly. Any hesitation would result in the complete destruction of Nangong's soul core, severing all hope of survival. Under this life or death pressure, Nangong finally reveals everything he knows. He first explains why the location of the Holy Spirit cult's headquarters cannot be exposed. Almost everyone who knows the headquarters location, including Nangong himself, has been cursed by the supreme leader, a terrifying limit Douluo. The moment they even form the thought of revealing the location, the curse activates instantly, causing them to explode and die on the spot. This curse can only be removed by someone whose mental strength surpasses Yi Shishue herself, which at present is nearly impossible. Nangong then goes on to reveal the Holy Spirit cult's shocking internal structure. At the very top sits the supreme leader, Yi Shishue, followed by the cult leader Zhongli Wu and the vice cult leader Feng Ling, a married couple who command immense authority. Beneath them are 8 elders, all titled Douluos, with Nangong ranked among them. On top of that, the cult also possesses 2 exceptionally gifted and high-ranking Holy Maidens. What truly weighs heavily on Yan Shaozhe and Elder Song, however, is the existence of the Holy Spirit cult's most terrifying force, the Hall of Offerings. This branch is led by the legendary Dragon Emperor Douluo, Long Xiaoyao, who commands 11 additional elders under him. Every single one of them possesses titled Douluo level strength or higher, with 5 being super Douluos. In total, this means the Holy Spirit cult controls over 20 high-level titled Douluo combatants, including 2 limit Douluos. This level of power alone is enough to completely overturn the balance of the entire continent. Nangong also explains the current deployment of Holy Spirit cult members within the Sun Moon Empire's frontline camp. Aside from the already slain Masked Douluo and the captured cult leader Zhongli Wu, who is also present in the camp, there is a blue-silver saintess, 6 elders, and 2 additional elders stationed there as well. At this point, Bei can no longer contain himself and urgently presses Nangong for information about Tang Ya. Nangong confirms that the blue-silver saintess currently in the camp is indeed her. When Bei learns that Tang Ya is living as a woman inside a tent located near a conspicuous golden tent beside the central army tent, right next to Zhongli Wu himself, his heart surges with excitement. After such a long and painful search, he finally has a clear and definite target. With this crucial intelligence secured, Huo Yuhao takes the initiative and proposes a core strategy, using a lure the snake out of its hole plan to draw Tang Ya out. However, in a situation that hasn't escalated into full-scale war, it would be extremely difficult to force the Holy Spirit cult leader or his Holy Maiden to actively engage in battle. That's when Huo Yuhao unveils an even bolder and more dangerous idea. He will personally infiltrate the enemy camp. To prove the plan is viable, Huo Yuhao demonstrates his terrifying simulation soul skill. In an instant, he transforms into the recently deceased Masked Douluo, not only matching his appearance perfectly, but also replicating his chilling aura and soul power fluctuations down to the finest detail. He can even imitate the Masked Douluo's signature soul skill, summoning dark maggots with eerie realism. Huo Yuhao is fully confident that he can deceive the enemy. The plan is for him to impersonate the Masked Douluo, while Nangong acts as his superior and guides him back to the main camp. With a genuine elder assisting and concealing him, combined with flawless simulation, the risk of exposure is minimized. This isn't a reckless solo mission, it's a carefully coordinated operation requiring everyone's cooperation. The plan is set into motion almost immediately. Soon after, inside the commander's tent of the Sun Moon Empire's main camp, Holy Spirit cult leader Zhongli Wu is pressuring Marshal Lin Hai over the prolonged disappearance of Nangong and the Masked Douluo, filling the tent with suffocating tension. At that exact moment, the two elders return. In front of Zhongli Wu, Nangong and the Masked Douluo bow respectfully. Disguised as the Masked Douluo, Huo Yuhao reports on their supposed pursuit, claiming they discovered a spiritual Douluo scouting from the sky. During the chase, however, the target escaped back into the Heavenly Soul Empire's military camp, where Shrek Academy's signal appeared. They even identified one of the contacts as possessing a Golden Phoenix martial soul, already reaching Super Douluo level strength. The explanation sounds completely reasonable and, more importantly, reveals Shrek Academy's involvement, successfully shifting Zhongli Wu's focus. Zhongli Wu places great importance on the news of Yan Xiaozhe's arrival, showing only mild displeasure as he reminds the Masked Douluo to focus on cultivation and stop indulging in women. Nangong and Huo Yuhao accept the order and prepare to leave. Just as they reach the tent entrance, Zhongli Wu suddenly calls out to stop them. For a split second, Huo Yuhao's body stiffens. He genuinely believes his disguise has been exposed, but he quickly regains composure. Thankfully, Zhongli Wu isn't suspicious at all. He merely offers another reminder for the Masked Douluo to work harder on improving his strength. After this heart-stopping scare, the two finally leave the commander's tent safely. Outside, after successfully deceiving the Holy Spirit cult leader himself, Huo Yuhao and Nangong exchange a glance. Huo Yuhao's eyes regain their clarity, while Nangong leads him toward their own tent on the left side of the camp. Once outside the Masked Douluo's tent, Nangong urgently asks, through soul power, when the restriction placed on his body will be lifted. Huo Yuhao calmly reassures him, promising that as long as he cooperates fully with the rescue mission, Shrek Academy will keep its word, help him regain his freedom, and conceal his whereabouts. Though still hesitant, Nangong ultimately chooses to believe him, relying on Shrek Academy's long-standing reputation. Nangong enters the tent alone, and immediately, a heavy fragrance mixed with medicinal scents and a sinister aura drifts outward. Inside the tent are two scantily clad figures. One of them, the girl from Shin Kongdong, greets him warmly. In that instant, Huo Yuhao realizes the truth. She is yet another pitiful victim, someone cruelly kept and exploited by the Masked Douluo. Suppressing the disgust rising in his heart, Huo Yuhao released a trace of killing intent to drive the two people away. After carefully confirming that there were no surveillance soul tools hidden inside the tent, he immediately set up a mental barrier, completely isolating the interior from the outside world. Only then did he softly chant an incantation, and in front of him, a pitch-black door slowly opened, leading directly to the undead demiplane. Stepping through it, Huo Yuhao instantly left the dangerous enemy camp behind and entered a strange space fully under his control. Waiting for him there were Elder Song, Yan Xiaozhe, members of the Tang clan, and even the Ice Bear King Xiaobai, all of whom had participated in this high-risk operation. The moment they sensed the existence of this demiplane, and the overwhelming number of undead creatures within it, both Elder Song and Yan Xiaozhe were deeply shaken. Only now did they finally understand where Huo Yuhao's terrifying undead army had come from during the Beast-Tide battle. Huo Yuhao quickly briefed everyone on his successful infiltration and his encounter with Zhongli Wu, explaining that the next step required extremely careful planning. Tang Ya could not be rescued through brute force. chaos had to be created to seize a fleeting opportunity. His plan was clear. Before the operation began, the Heavenly Soul Empire would launch a feint attack to divert attention, while he himself would cause an even greater disturbance from within the enemy camp. Using the chaos, they would rescue Tang Ya and escape in one decisive move. Not long after, Nangong arrived as promised and led Huo Yuhao to the dining tent reserved exclusively for evil soul masters. He deliberately mentioned that the Holy Maiden Tang Ya usually had her breakfast at this hour. The moment Huo Yuhao stepped inside, his gaze was immediately drawn to a black-clad figure sitting alone at the innermost table. It was Tang Ya. She wore a black dress patterned with bright blue lines, her expression cold and indifferent, her pupils a lifeless gray. She quietly ate her exquisite breakfast, and not a single evil soul master dared to approach her. Nangong respectfully led Huo Yuhao forward to bow. Tang Ya merely nodded faintly in response, not sparing them a single word. Huo Yuhao took a seat at the table beside her, but inside, his heart felt like it was being torn apart. The Tang Ya before him was completely different from the lively, cheerful teacher Xiaoya who had once guided him into the Tang sect. He could clearly sense that her vitality was abnormally weak, yet it faintly radiated an extremely dangerous aura. At that moment, Huo Yuhao silently swore to himself that no matter how difficult it became, he would rescue her, purge the evil poison corrupting her body, and restore her to who she once was. Just as his emotions threatened to overwhelm him, a familiar voice suddenly rang out, calling out cheerfully, "Second brother, seventh brother, you're here early today." The speaker was none other than the third elder of the Holy Spirit cult, the very man who had once joined the fourth elder in attacking Huo Yuhao, ultimately leading to Wang Qiuer's sacrifice. The flames of hatred instantly surged within Huo Yuhao's heart, but he was mentally prepared and forcibly suppressed his killing intent. Nangong smoothly took over the conversation, explaining that they had been on a mission the previous night pursuing high-altitude reconnaissance personnel, casually mentioning the discovery of Yan Xiaozhe from Shrek Academy to divert attention. Huo Yuhao added a few harmless jokes, then excused himself under the pretense of returning to cultivation, quickly leaving the dining tent to avoid saying anything that might expose him. As he stepped outside, he happened to see Tang Ya also rising to leave. He deliberately slowed his pace, bowed respectfully, and greeted her. Tang Ya remained expressionless, offering only a faint response before walking past him. This brief but close observation allowed Huo Yuhao to further confirm her condition. Her mind was clearly under control, her martial soul was being continuously corrupted by evil poison, and yet her cultivation had been forcibly elevated to the soul-fighting level. The sight of her being reduced to this state pierced his heart like a blade and strengthened his resolve even further. Returning to his tent, Huo Yuhao began meticulously refining the rescue plan. As night fell, he used his spiritual clone to secretly investigate Tang Ya's tent as well as the massive golden tent belonging to Zhongli Wu. His spiritual body then roamed throughout the entire camp, focusing especially on locating the warehouse storing fixed-position soul-guided artillery shells, key targets for creating large-scale chaos during the operation. After confirming everything, Huo Yuhao immediately contacted his companions through the undead demiplane to further perfect the plan for the following night. On the morning of the operation, Huo Yuhao once again encountered Tang Ya on the way to the canteen. As usual, he bowed respectfully, but this time, after responding, Tang Ya suddenly stopped and turned around. In a cold, emotionless voice, she said, "Seventh Elder, your aura feels a little different. Have you encountered problems in your cultivation recently?" The unexpected question made Huo Yuhao's heart tighten. Forcing himself to remain calm, he smiled and asked what exactly felt different. Tang Ya replied that she wasn't entirely sure, only that his aura felt slightly more approachable, somewhat familiar, and not as irritating as before. Her blunt admission that she used to find him annoying shocked Huo Yuhao and further confirmed just how extraordinary her status within the sect truly was. At that moment, an old voice rang out. Zhongli Wu, the leader of the Holy Spirit cult, approached them. Huo Yuhao immediately bowed respectfully, while Tang Ya merely inclined her head slightly. Zhongli Wu lifted his cloak, revealing short silver hair and a handsome face with deep, unfathomable eyes. He asked Tang Ya what she had been discussing with the seventh elder, but she replied coldly that it was nothing. Zhongli Wu seemed unusually close to her, assuming she was still upset over the Masked Douluo frightening her with the demon maggot martial soul. As he spoke, he naturally took Tang Ya's hand and led her toward the cafeteria. Seeing this scene, Huo Yuhao felt an intense sense of unease and vigilance. Zhongli Wu clearly harbored ill intentions toward Tang Ya, leaving Huo Yuhao no choice but to follow, at least initially. Fortunately, Donghua appeared to want to dine with Tang Ya alone. After walking a short distance, he turned back and ordered Huo Yuhao not to follow for the time being, saying it would affect the Holy Maiden's appetite. Secretly relieved, Huo Yuhao bowed and withdrew, quickly returning to his tent. Only after reaching the relative safety of his tent did Huo Yuhao finally let out a breath he'd been holding in. What had just happened was extremely dangerous. Tang Ya had clearly sensed something abnormal about his aura. Although she hadn't pursued the matter further with Donghua, it was undoubtedly a warning sign. Now, Huo Yuhao faced a brutal choice. Should he immediately abandon the plan and retreat before being exposed, ensuring his own safety, or gamble everything on the hope that Tang Ya hadn't truly identified the flaw and that Donghua remained unsuspecting? Retreating now would mean all previous efforts were wasted, and the chance to rescue Tang Ya might be lost forever. After intense deliberation, Huo Yuhao made his decision. He would stay. No matter the risk, he would see the plan through and rescue teacher Xiaoya from the darkness, even if it meant gambling with his own life.